You got it? Alright, cool. Hey everyone, it's Jesus. It was very nice to meet all you guys. I'm sorry I couldn't go to the last class. It was some family matters I had to attend to. I was currently at that time in Puerto Rico, and I just got back to Virginia last night, thankfully. But it was very nice meeting you guys. If you guys ever see me on campus, feel free to say hi. I'm a very approachable person. I will gladly talk to you about whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. I don't even care. But so for the last speech, we were supposed to redo one of our speeches. I chose to redo it on elephants, the information speech. Elephants is my favorite mammal, and I didn't like how so much information was in that speech, so I just decided to redo it. And yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and go at it. So to begin, elephants, the largest mammals on Earth right now that we know of, and their population is around 415,000 right now. But back before the 19th century, it was almost in the millions. And elephants are very common around Africa and Asia, and most of their population decline is due to deforestation, over human population, poaching, and also global warming in general. Luckily, things have been getting better over the years recently because there's been more awareness with other organizations stepping in. But the population for the Asian elephants has dropped over 50% over the last 3 generations, and they're still in decline today. And there's about roughly 40 to 50,000 in the wild only for Asian elephants right now. And there are 2 species of elephants, and let me clarify. There's the Asian and the African. The Asian elephant is divided into about 4 different species. It's the Sri Lankan, the Indian, the Sumatran, and the Borneo. And the African elephant is divided into 2 different subcategories known as the savanna and the forest elephants. So the main difference is that Asian elephants are way more important to the Asian culture when it comes to their festivals, their religion, and they're also used for transportation all around Asia. And the African elephant is more found in the savanna zones in around 37 countries south of the Sahara Desert. And the African forest elephants inhabit the dense rainforests of the West and Central Africa. And the Asian elephant is found more in like India, Sri Lanka, China, and north of Southeast Asia. So to piggyback on their habitat, so due to their habitat, they have a very interesting diet. They're considered herbivores. They eat lots of fruits, bananas, bark, bamboo, grass, and they can eat anywhere from 3 to 400 pounds of food per day, which is insane, but that's how much they can eat per day. And so it was at the time easy for elephants to run around and reproduce because there was so many forests and so much grassy lands. But over time, we've cut down a lot of their habitat. We've cut down a lot of the grasslands and inhibited it. So now the food is also becoming an issue for elephants, which is also leading to a lot of starvation within elephants. So their population, basically, African elephants and about 100,000 Asian elephants is what's left today. There's an estimated amount of 450,000 to 700,000 African elephants and between 35,000 and 40 wild Asian elephants today. And that's from recent statistics that I got actually last month. And basically, at the turn of the 21st century is when scientists really started putting more awareness out there about elephants and how their declining population went unnoticed, just like the penguin population went unnoticed. So elephants, there were so many amounts of elephants that they were just everywhere, all over Africa, all over Asia. And little by little, without really paying attention to the whole wildlife scenario, because there's so many things going on in the world, there are poachers, and the habitat pretty much killed off hundreds of thousands of elephants really quickly. And at the rate that the environment and the poachers is going, there will be no elephants within 10 to 15 years. So most likely our kids or our kids' kids will probably have no idea what elephants are. And that's why a lot of our organizations, privately or publicly, have stepped in. A lot of government associations have stepped in, like, oh, no, we need to preserve elephants. There's no way that we're just going to let an entire species die off. So luckily, there's been a lot of help from a lot of people when it comes to putting up laws and regulations in different countries and stuff like that. A lot of the challenges is, of course, the elephant ivory and the large tusk on the sides, because that's used in a lot of parts in Asia and Africa for jewelry, furniture, and religious objects and stuff like that. And at the rate that it's just wanted so much in the black market right now that it's impeccable, really. And China has and India actually have both recently put laws out to stop selling ivory in the black market, and that it's illegal to sell it in general. And now you can get jail time for it and everything. It's great. And elephants have, and the main issue with the population and why it's such a big problem with the poachers killing them off so quickly is because elephants do not reproduce as much as other species and like the human race per se. They have longer pregnancies than other mammals. They can carry their calves for 22 months at a time, and they usually only bear one calf per pregnancy cycle. They don't carry two children. They can, but it's very rare, so it's like a hit or miss. And basically, their reproduction is mainly during the rainy seasons, and it's usually one calf, like previously stated, and the calves weigh between 200 and 250 pounds at birth, of course, and the trunks that the calf is born with, they have zero use of them for several months until they can gain full control of it and full strength of it. And they can grow up to be 11 feet, and elephants have a lifespan of 60 to 70 years altogether. And the reason why I like elephants and why I enjoy going to a couple of reserves when I was traveling for elephants to see injured elephants that we helped and put back into wild is because elephants are so family oriented, and they're just so humble, and they love like each other. Like if you see elephants like in the zoo, or if you can go and travel to see elephants in general, like out in the wild, their families and their herds, like they just stick together so well, and that's why I like elephants, because of that deep family root. And they live in a tight, like matriarchal kind of family group, with the oldest female and the biggest and the oldest female being the head honcho of the herd. And that reminds me a lot of my culture, because in the Spanish culture, families are mainly run by women. And when I just think of elephants, wow, they're just so knit, and their herds can run up to be 100 elephants per herd. And there's mainly women in herds, because male elephants are the ones that have the tendency to stray and be alone for the most part. But most women and children stick together in herds versus the male elephants. Sometimes males, when they get to the age of like 12, 15 years, they kind of wander off by themselves to just find another female to mate with, or to just find another herd. It's very common and natural for elephants to do that. So if you ever are just out and about, and you see an elephant by itself, it's most likely a male, because females don't tend to be left by themselves. Females usually stick together, and a lot of the characteristics of elephants remind me of humans as well, because just like normal, like in human civilization, females are always sticking together. They're always going shopping together, going to the bathroom together. They go gossip together. Guys, we like to go out with the guys sometimes, but we can also be independent, and like we do our own thing per se. And yeah, so that's like really why elephants like really intrigue me, because they're very intelligent animals, and like it just intrigues me so much about elephants. And it's sad to like see them being killed just for their tusk or jewelry and like religious items and stuff like that. So in conclusion, I just really want to bring awareness, or not awareness, but information about elephants, because elephants feel joy, they feel grief, they feel anger, they love to play, and they're pretty much humans in my opinion, but they just happen to be elephants. And it's sad how all these families and all these different herds are just being destroyed and completely gone within 5-10 years because of their habitat, or not having food, not having water, or just being killed for their jewelry. And that's just sad. Like I just think about like other families that I have known that have been torn apart because of the fact that they just, things happen, situations happens, like devastations like Puerto Rico. Like right now, half of my family is being relocated to Florida, while the other half is staying in Puerto Rico. And it's the same with elephants. Like when a disaster happens where elephants get separated, or poachers come and they separate the moms from the calves, which happens a lot, or they separate the males and the females when the poachers come. Like that's all I keep thinking about is, oh man, like all these elephants that are dramatically dying out, and we might not even know what elephants are in 20 years, are being killed, not just because of poachers, but because of global warming and the overpopulation of humans, and us just taking over a lot of their habitat and stuff like that. So yep, that's it. That's my information speech for elephants, and thank you guys for everything you guys have done. You guys are great, I hope you guys have a great, good year, the rest of your semester. I hope you guys enjoy Regent. Regent's a great place. I've enjoyed it very much. And yeah, thank you guys so much. You're good. Yeah. Press. No, press. Yes.